Welcome to the Nameless College Football Show, where what we lack in a name, we more than make up for in entertainment value. My name is Brandon. As always, I'm joined by the captain himself, Petey. Captain Petey, how are you doing?
Been better. Very disappointed in football this past weekend. Yeah, there's been better weekends.
It was tough. It started off really well.
Yeah?
Because Clemson lost.
Right.
We do have to talk about the problems in the Palmetto State as a whole, and we will get to our Gamecocks in a moment. But first, let's talk about the good times that we had. With Clemson losing again to Syracuse in a game that they were never really in.
So I only saw probably like most of the third quarter of that game because I was doing boat stuff.
You are the captain.
Had a little bit of a break, so I walked over to the local bar and got a chicken sandwich and watched a little bit of Syracuse and Clemson. And I don't know what is wrong with Clemson. It seems like they've caught long-term COVID over the summer and have not been able to get right. They still can't taste anything.
No, it is really confusing because even like this week in particular, you look at the box score, and if you just look at Clemson, it looks like they had a great week. I mean, Klubnik, 363 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, just the 1 interception. Randall, the running back, 130 yards rushing. It seems like, wow, offensive outburst by Clemson, kind of like the Clemson from a couple years ago that would put up a lot of points. But they only scored the 21 points, and they were mostly like quiet points. I don't know, just especially they came in as the favorite, and Syracuse just dominated them from the jump.
At home, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is weird to see.
Well, usually when Syracuse, gets Clemson, it's at Syracuse in the Carrier Dome. You just don't expect Syracuse to go into Death Valley and just blow the doors off of Clemson. You just don't see that ever, really. But something is really wrong with Clemson. Where they were AP top 4 to start the year off, I believe. Everybody thought they were going to be a shoo-in for the playoffs and possibly a national championship game. But they have just looked not impressive on all fronts. Their best loss is to LSU, who I think is still number 3. But LSU should not be ranked as high as they are.
No, I think that might come to an end this weekend.
Yeah.
Against Ole Miss. So yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. I know Fran Brown, coach at Syracuse, clearly had a plan to punch them in the mouth early because they came out, they scored a touchdown, and then I'm pretty sure they kicked an onside kick and recovered it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then they went down and got a field goal. Probably should have been another touchdown. And it was one of those things where in the past with Clemson, anytime I would see a team not score a touchdown, just come away with a field goal, I would be like, all right, that's going to come back to haunt them.
Yeah.
And I still have that feeling, except it doesn't. That doesn't happen anymore. Their quarterback blew out his Achilles, and that didn't do anything. I mean, I guess it was late.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Yeah, he went down. I think he's done for the year.
Yeah.
He's been there for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah. Well, he was at Notre Dame, I believe, and Jelly.
Yeah. So,
but he's been around.
Right. I knew the name. I think Clemson has just been surviving off their defense a lot these first 3 games, or to try and keep them in games. And then last week, the defense was not able to do much against them.
No.
It's like they're not in the same mindset that they used to be in when they were winning championships.
No, and it's starting to wear on Dabo, I believe.
Yeah. He's losing his mind.
He's going through all the stages of grief at every one of his press conferences.
Yeah.
He just goes through them all.
Press conferences on how he shouldn't be fired and how y'all want to go back to the way you were before me and all this shit.
Yeah. Just like, you remember all the good things I did?
Yeah.
You know what? We might suck this year, but that's okay. I don't know. Just it's amusing to see,
Yeah.
and we should be happier about it, but we're not. And the reason we're not is because of the noise you hear right there. That's right. Early in this week's episode, because it is a special episode with a special bit of sadness, it is time for the Gamecocks football captain's log. Brought to you by Morris Island Charters with their wonderfully talented captain, Captain Petey. Captain Petey. What was that? Missouri beat us again. This is like we're in the same boat. After losing to Vanderbilt and looking pitiful, we get the good news that Sellers is going to play, and it doesn't matter because we come out and lay an egg. I guess it was close. But
it was. I was mad the entire time. I did miss the first quarter, and probably a little half of the second quarter as well because I was getting in off the boat. But everything I saw was just garbage. Even the good plays, like we were winning this game like 20-18 or something at one point, and I was still pissed off. Because we should have not. There was no reason why we should have even been in this game. We should have had the doors blown off of us. We played terribly. We were coached even worse. I don't have anything left to say that I haven't said a billion times, and it's not going to get any better until we learn to hire good coaches.
Yes. So the score on that one, 29-20. Lenora Sellers was back 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, -9 yards rushing as a team. That's very funny. Even if
you cannot, I don't know that has ever happened to an SEC school where like you cannot go out and play somebody, have -9 yards, unless you're like Montana State or something, getting your face caved in. I mean, it's just like, how is it possible?
Even if you take away Lenoris's stats with all of the sacks that we give up, as is tradition, we still only ran for, 19 yards, even without the sacks. And that's not counting Lenoris's positive yardage, but it's not like the sacks caused us a lot of pain, but it's not like we were running the ball well even without the sacks.
No.
Like there's just nothing
like
to do.
Dumb play calling. We were down on the 2-yard line, 1st and 2, and we run a play action, and then Sellers gets sacked for 15 yards. And then we get a personal foul on top of that, so it backs us back up to the 30 or something. But just like, why? You're on the 2. Just give it to Faison 4 straight times. I don't care. Let's just not screw it up. And we can't get out of our own way. So
yeah, it's terrible. And like you said, I don't know what else we can say about it that we have not said.
I don't even this is not even salvageable at this point. The offense is so god awful, and we have 2 of the most dynamic players in the country, and we can't figure out how to win with them.
It does seem like it would be harder to figure out how to lose with them than to win with them, but here we are.
And we've got, with Shula, with him as coordinator, we have not scored more than 20 points on offense.
That seems pretty bad. If you have a Heisman candidate quarterback.
South Carolina State, we made that game, score look good, but that was from 2 kick returns and defensive interceptions and fumble returns. So that there was no way. I am so frustrated watching this team. There was Why did after they saw what we did week 1, how were we even ranked?
Yeah, it was bad, and that Virginia Tech win keeps looking worse as time's gone on.
Yeah. They did get a win against, I think, Wofford this week.
There we go.
Yeah.
More problems in the Palmetto State.
Yeah.
So now, before we get to Carolina's game this week against Kentucky, which you will be at, if you want to meet him, please walk up to him, hand him a drink, ask for your autograph, ask for an autograph.
I'll be in the nosebleeds. You can find me there.
Yeah, go just walk all the way up. So the question is, which school is currently in the worst shape? Which program, Clemson or South Carolina?
I mean, it's got to be South Carolina. Because we've shown exactly zero inclination that we are going to rectify the situation. We are only continuing to get worse. And guess what? The competition is going to get even harder.
Yeah.
We got Alabama, Oklahoma, LSU,
Ole Miss, A&M.
Yeah, all these teams ranked in the top 25 got coming up, and we're going to get our heads caved in. Is what's going to happen.
It is tough because you do have Clemson has their own set of problems, namely that Dabo does not want to play within the current system of college football with NIL and transfers, which is very strange to me.
Some ability to play with continuity on the field. Their players are not completely bonkers and lost.
Yeah.
Offensively, we have got no clue what we're doing. And that's the biggest clear. I mean, defensively, we're not much better, but it's still garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the concern for me is that Clemson can still recruit, but Dabo allegedly not a big NIL guy.
Yeah.
We do use NIL at South Carolina, and we do get talent. But like you're saying, what does it matter if you're not putting that talent into positions to succeed? So then you get worried, well, if Clemson starts utilizing NIL better, they're going to get even more talent. And at some point, you would think they would circle back around where they might not be necessarily national title contenders, but you can almost always put together a competitive ACC team.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ACC, so it's the lowest of the low as far as Power 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
much harder to do that in the SEC.
Yeah.
If you are mediocre in the SEC, then you're just going to be bad. There's no real mediocre. There's bad. You're just bad.
Even Vandy,
yeah,
they're not as bad as they used to be. NIL has really changed the game.
Yep.
I mean, even Kentucky coming to town this week, I don't have any faith that we're going to be able to figure anything out against them. Kentucky likes to run the ball. And then last week, Hardy ran for 1 billion yards against us because we refused to tackle him.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's get to that game. I will say I agree with you. I think Clemson has an easier path to get back to what they want to be because, number one, ACC. Number two, they have done it before.
Yeah.
And, we just have a harder pathway because, number one, Beamer will not make a change to the coaching staff at all.
No, not until week 9. And then it's obvious that somebody's getting fired unless they do something.
It's very confusing because he was touted as a guy who had a huge network and this, that, and the other, and he's not brought in any great coaches. Not
a single one. I have not. All the offensive coordinators have been high on their own horse, putting in systems that they are not able to implement to our team. Everybody's gone out there and looked confused the entire time.
Yes.
Until Tennessee. And that was that one game with Rattler.
Yeah.
And then Clayton White, other than last year, he sucked ass. And then 2 years ago, he's made the switch to the 3-3-5. We finally started making stops. We weren't super strong up front, but we were gang tackling. And now we're just getting pounded inside. What's happening? And we're not able to cover anybody. We're not able to make any kind of progress in stopping the run or tackle anybody. It just seems like we're going progressively downhill. And
I have never seen a team last week that felt like rock bottom in terms of missing tackles. It was brutal, and we've always we've been
ever made a tackle. I feel like they just had to get 12 guys around him and just kind of huddle him out of bounds.
I don't understand me sitting on my couch not playing football. Yeah, I'm aware that you should probably not throw your body at someone's shoulders and hope for the best. Yeah, so why don't these players know?
Put your arms around them and hold on to them.
It makes no sense, and we just keep doing that. It's the same stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Clayton White, I'm just doing tackling drills all week. That's all we're doing, tackle drills.
We would probably be better off if that's what we did, and we didn't cover any of the coverages or anything, because it's not like we pay any attention to that anyways. It would appear.
It's not like we're actually covering anybody downfield anyways.
So just focus on tackling, and that would solve enough of our problems for us to be at least not embarrassing. Yeah. But that was embarrassing last week, and the explanations that we get week after week from Beamer, the it starts with me, we got to do better, blah 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 blah.
Sick of it.
Fix it. Fix the problem. Fix the problem. So now
Kentucky just accepting the blame and actually do something about it.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of bullshit. Just coach speak.
I've not seen anything like X's and O's at all change in his entire tenure. It's always just been him accepting blame for when things go bad, and then last year when you have an anomaly year, you take the credit.
Yeah,
because you brought in great players. Okay, great, but we could have been better.
Sprinkle in some sideline tantrums every so often to let you know how much he cares and how angry he is. And there you go. So it's time to ask the Dolphins. South Carolina is favored by 6.5 this week against Kentucky. Kentucky, they lost by a touchdown to Ole Miss. They have beaten Toledo and Eastern Michigan.
I think they struggled against Toledo. That was like a 6-point game, I think?
Yeah, that was 8 points. And then decent showing against Eastern Michigan, kind of, 48-23.
Yeah. We don't really know what Ole Miss is.
No.
We're going to find out this weekend, I think. But Kentucky, I don't know. If they come in and they just want to run it against us, they're probably going to win because offense will never get the ball, and we can't tackle anybody. So this is a real good chance that we lose this game. 6.5, that's a little much.
I was shocked.
Yeah, I think the entertainment purposes are leaning on the Kentucky Wildcats.
I'm sad to say that I completely understand. Yeah, Kentucky is averaging 200 yards rushing per game.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah, when we have -9.
Yeah.
I'm sure our average is at 23?
We can't tackle either. So
yeah,
let's move on to other teams so that we don't have to think about this anymore. Were there any other games? I know you were out on the boat. Any other games last week that you wanted to talk about that caught your eye?
Any games last week? I mean, we can talk about.
It wasn't that exciting of a week, I don't think.
I feel like there was a lot of teams that were off. I don't think Georgia played. Ohio State didn't play. The only thing that I think is funny is that Arch Manning bowed up on a Sam Houston State linebacker.
That was very good, yeah.
I think they won that game like 60-10.
Yeah. Said he got his swagger back. So congratulations to Arch.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
It's old Sam Houston. But yes, looking ahead to this week, we've got most exciting, most important, and best non-Big Ten SEC games of the week. Let's start what you think will be the most exciting game of the week. What do you got?
I have most exciting game.
It's a tough question.
It is, yeah. If we're talking points scored, I think it's going to be Oregon Penn State.
Oh,
I think you're going to get a lot of points out of that game. Also, we're going to find out if Penn State is actually any good or not. Like,
yes, that's been the question for
are they
years
really
now.
going to be a contender this year for a championship? Because there always seem to be like just one key position away. Like last year, they needed wide receivers. They supposedly got them. I don't think that they haven't played anybody yet to really prove anything to anyone. But this is going to be a battle for, the Big Ten right here. Because it's going to depend on these three teams, Oregon, Penn State, and Ohio State. If Penn State gets blown out, then we know who's going to be playing for the championship game.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's going to be a good one. The Penn State story for me is always going to be, what is their quarterback doing? It's Drew Aller, who hasn't done anything ever, really. I think they mostly need him to not mess up. But then against really good teams, they force him to make a play at some point, and he has not done it. So is he going to do it this week against Oregon? That would show a lot to me, and I don't believe in him. So
it's hard to believe in Penn State overall.
Yeah,
it's just, I mean, they've not won anything in what, 50 years now? I don't know.
It's been a
the
good
80s, I think.
Good little while. So good luck to them. But I think that will be an exciting one. I think that's going to end up being the closest of the top 25 matchups.
Probably.
If I had to guess. So, which one is the most important game this week?
Georgia-Bama.
Georgia-Bama. I like that one. That one's like just classic SEC.
Yeah, it's a classic rivalry SEC matchup contender game. Because really, I don't have any faith in Texas to be able to match up with Georgia. Alabama and Tennessee are kind of the only other two that are out there that I don't. Because I guess LSU, but LSU is so terrible on offense, it's hard to say anything.
Yeah.
And with Alabama, if we find out how physical can they win a physical game, because Georgia is just going to beat you up. They don't want to let Gunnar Stockton loose like they had to against Tennessee, but they would much rather just shove you in a corner and make you like it.
Yeah, I think that Georgia really proved something to me in the Tennessee game, because I still don't know how they won that game.
Yeah.
And you're right, with Gunnar Stockton having to be, like we just talked about with Aller, Tennessee basically said Gunnar Stockton is going to have to beat us. And that motherfucker did. At Tennessee. And then so Georgia's going to be at Georgia. On the flip side of that, Ty Simpson for Bama, another quarterback question. I am not a big Ty Simpson guy based on what we've seen.
I haven't seen much out of him to make me think that he's going to make them a contender this year.
No, he hasn't been awful, but it feels like some empty stats, I'll say, from him. Like, this could be the Gunnar Stockton game from him where, okay, I change my taste week to week based on what I see, because that's just what you're supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen. So if he's good this week, you might hear me next week talk about Heisman candidate Ty Simpson. Probably not. But I've got no shame in flip-flopping.
If we had to put money on it, it would probably be not.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, I do think this is important for just who is going to challenge Georgia in the SEC because, I haven't seen it out of Texas. And then we saw what happened against Tennessee, who is right there with Georgia, but you lost. So it is what it is.
The only other one that could possibly be a contender is Oklahoma. But they struggled with Auburn. I don't know what really Auburn is, but also they won that game on a technicality. So, or not technicality, but
that weird penalty that wasn't called. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe I got to see more out of A&M before I start talking too highly about A&M.
Yeah.
I got to see a little bit more.
There's a lot of up in the air. There's Georgia's obviously number one, and then there's 4 or 5 teams just like a step below them that could be nipping at their heels.
Yeah, and Mateer for Oklahoma. I was expecting a little bit more, buddy. There was a lot of hype coming in. That's what I got to say about Mateer. Come on.
I've only seen highlights. I have not watched a full game of theirs yet. So
it was nothing. It was because I watched that game and I was like Mateer versus Jackson Arnold felt like a very even matchup, and it wasn't that they were bad. It was just okay, these are two quarterbacks. And that's all. That's all you could say. These are quarterbacks. You wouldn't say they're bad quarterbacks. You would just say, oh, these are quarterbacks.
From what I saw of Oklahoma, the star of their team is the defensive line.
Yeah.
They had 23 sacks on Arnold.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
He never had any time to do anything.
No. And that's kind of expected with Brent Venables being the coach. So I don't know. So we will see. And then we have breaking news, actually. We're going to have to pivot and do this.
Really?
Yeah. Before we get to the best non-Big Ten SEC game, Mike Gundy fired.
Oh.
Yeah. So not really a shock because, man, they were terrible this season.
I was listening to something about his contract earlier today, about how he has a clause in his contract where he has to be a part of the hiring decision for the next coach after him.
Oh my
gosh! I don't know how they work that in, but that's
his agent must be crazy. That wow! Find out who his agent is, and if you're a coach, you need to get. They're playing Baylor this weekend, and Baylor is favored by 3 touchdowns. So,
oof.
That tells you where Oklahoma State is.
Was he there for 18 years?
Well, let's see. I know he's a man. He's 40. Right. I think 20 years. I think he got there in 2005.
Okay. So his career can vote now.
Yeah. Yep. Hired January 3rd, 2005. 21 seasons.
So he can drink.
He can drink. Your career can drink.
His career can drink. Good for him. Hey, we knew it was coming, but that is a long run.
Yeah, and that's gonna get more and more rare as time goes on. 21 seasons at a single program is crazy. Yeah. Hell of a run.
Who's the next most tenured? Is it Ferentz?
Probably. It's got to be, right?
I would think.
Let's see. Most tenured college football coaches. Let's see. Yeah, looks like so. Ferentz is even with Gundy.
Oh, okay.
Ferentz has been at Iowa. His first season was 1999.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so.
No wonder I thought he's
20th century. So he might be. The number one song when he was hired was "Smooth" by Santana and Rob Thomas. The number one movie was Toy Story 2.
Oh, damn.
So there you go. That's how that is impressive. Gundy was second. Right behind him, Kyle Whittingham, Utah.
Then Dabo, probably.
Let's
Like
see.
2000s.
This list does not seem very accurate because it's got Nick Saban on it.
Yeah, I would say that's probably inaccurate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it says August 2025, but I can almost guarantee that Saban has not been the coach at Alabama at all this season or last season.
Yeah.
So let's see who we've got. We've got Dabo.
Yeah.
Dabo's been around a while. I don't know why this just can't be in alphabetical. I mean, in chronological order. That would be neat. Okay, here we go. Whew. Troy Calhoun, Air Force. If we're going, oh my gosh, if we're going Power 4, Dave Doran, NC State.
Whoa.
2013. Mark Stoops,
Yeah.
2013. James Franklin. Wow. So, yeah, this is Pat Narduzzi, Matt Campbell, Iowa State, Kirby Smart, PJ Fleck. So, yeah, this is pretty rare. So,
Yeah.
a historic moment in college football as Mike Gundy's career, old enough to drink, but over at Oklahoma State.
He's getting kicked out of the house. He's got to go find a new place.
Gotta go. So,
Being an adult.
yep. You hate to see it, but congratulations and goodbye. All right, the best non-Big Ten SEC game, because sometimes people get tired of Big Ten SEC bias.
Yeah.
What do you have for that, Petey?
TCU and Arizona State.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Friday night
Big
game.
12, we have no idea who's good in the Big 12. It's just a medley of mediocre teams.
Yes, like I talked about it last week some. One of my favorite conferences, probably my favorite conference just to watch. Because it's just high-level high school football is essentially what it is. And it's like just a bunch of guys running around scoring points.
It's like senior varsity football.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I don't take them very seriously, but it's entertaining. And especially as a Gamecock fan, I just want to see some entertaining football sometimes. Sometimes it's chaotic, sometimes it's goofy, but it's always entertaining, and I love that.
The thing is, like Arizona State came out of nowhere last year to win the Big 12, and it will probably be another out of nowhere team. Could be Texas Tech, could be TCU, could be Kansas, not Iowa State. It's just there's any combination of teams could do it. But Arizona State's the ones that's got the crown at the moment. But they lost to Mississippi State.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Houston's in the mix.
Yeah.
So no, I think that's a great pick. If I had to pick, I would go with Army East Carolina. Because Army has just been pure chaos through 3 games. They lost to 1AA Tarleton State to start the season. Then we were just talking about the Big 12. They beat Kansas State at Kansas State the following week. And then they lost last week in overtime to North Texas. All their games have been decided by a score. So I think that chaos.
Are they still running the option or wing tee stuff still?
I'm sure they are. Let's see. Yeah, their quarterback's their leading rusher.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, I lost my voice. Yeah, 300 yards rushing a game, 4th in the nation.
I watched a little bit of ECU play last week because they were playing BYU. And ECU looked pretty decent in the first half. So I don't know. This could be a good game.
And that's one of those schools too that they're always top of mind for me when it comes to the group of 5 teams because they always give the bigger guys a little bit of a scare.
Yeah.
Sometimes they beat them, but generally they don't. But they do make you work for your win versus just rolling over like I guess Army thought maybe Tarleton State was going to do. So I like East Carolina. So no. All right. What else is there to cover? We've covered. What other any games? Any news that we missed? Did you hear LSU Ole Miss? The big storyline for that. LSU linebacker Whit Weeks, who looks like a LSU linebacker named Whit Weeks, announced this week. Well, got his girlfriend to announce that they are dating. Who is Whit Weeks' girlfriend? You're wondering. Lane Kiffin's daughter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Does Kiffin's daughter go to LSU?
I think she goes to Ole Miss.
So a long distance relationship.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my goodness.
That is interesting. I mean, Kiffin was talking shit about the SEC's commissioner always scheduling their away games at night against LSU and Georgia or Alabama and all that. But if they come to them, it's always at 3:30. So that's interesting.
I have more.
Though, didn't he give it like a targeting call last week or something? Got suspended for a game.
I don't know if that was last week or the week before.
Maybe it was the week before. I can't remember.
And more Lane Kiffin relationship news. He has reconciled with his ex-wife Layla as well.
Really? Good for him.
Just a lot. I guess he's been sober a while.
Rolled in the air in Mississippi.
Yeah, so I guess he's been sober a while, is what I read in an interview, and so they got back together because they were not together for a long time. Because that was the big.
I remember the Tosh.0 skits.
That's my reference for it, is this Tosh.0 making fun of Lane and Layla, because I mean he does resemble Lane Kiffin.
Oh yeah.
I guess Lane was walking around Oxford, Mississippi, and was like, you know what? These co-eds are nice, but I want my family back. And now his daughter has betrayed him. So,
as daughters do.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I think he commented on a social media post about it. Take the over. So we could see him toss another clipboard up in the air.
Okay. Do you trust Trinidad Chambliss more than you do Garrett Nussmeier? I think I probably do.
I do. That guy has been.
I haven't seen anything out of LSU's offense to make me think that they're worth anything. They still have a great defense, but I think that Trinidad probably gives them a little bit more of a challenge.
Yes. Who would you think? Who do you think Lane would rather have his daughter bring home? An LSU player or Trinidad Chambliss?
He probably likes Trinidad better.
He probably does.
Yeah, he wasn't even the starting quarterback to start the year.
No.
Yeah.
And I would like. That's always confusing to me because I'm like, what was practice looking like?
Yeah.
To where
he could be one of those guys that just turn it on in the game.
Yeah.
It's hard to see him what he's like in the practice field and then turn him on in the game and he just comes to life. But I don't know.
He's been really good. So yeah, I just think LSU's a fraud. So I think
for sure.
Ole Miss wins.
I can't believe they're ranked as high as they are. They should be like 24th, and it's like just because of their defense. They've looked so bad on offense.
Yeah, I think that Ole Miss is going to lose an embarrassing game, but this isn't embarrassing enough.
Yeah.
This is a game they win because they're better. They're just the better team. They will drop a terrible, terrible game at some point. Matter of fact, let's look at
this. They almost lost one to La Tech, I thought. Or it was close, maybe.
Let's see. So Ole Miss is favored by 1.5. They've played Kentucky, and Arkansas close so far, but those are SEC opponents.
Well, Arkansas just lost to Memphis.
Yeah, that was tough. But Memphis looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're undefeated.
Yeah,
but, still a group of 4 school.
So what could happen? LSU this week, Washington State in 2 weeks. That could be a loss for Ole Miss. That would be embarrassing. Then they play at Georgia and at Oklahoma. That sounds brutal, honestly. Then they play us. That would probably qualify as an embarrassing loss this season.
It would qualify, but I don't think that that's going to happen.
Me either. The Citadel.
Okay, well,
I don't know if it would be that embarrassing. That would be tough. But then they end, obviously, with the Egg Bowl, the last game of the season. But they do have Florida in there, too. That would also be embarrassing at this point.
yeah. And Napier's probably gone by then.
Yeah, he'll be out there with Mike Gundy pretty soon. So that's the news I have. Is there anything else that you needed to discuss? Get off your chest.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I'm sorry you're going to the game, but I hope it works out well for you. So you can't get a tour this Saturday from Captain Petey at Morris Island Charters. But
One Sunday, though.
you can get one Sunday, and you should. Where can they find you, Captain Petey?
MorrisIslandCharter.com. MorrisIslandCharters@gmail.com. Call or text 843-608-8006. Instagram, Facebook, I'm there.
Beautiful. All that will be in the show notes. We will see you next week with a report from the scene of Kentucky, South Carolina. Until then, goodbye and good luck.
Bye-bye.